We discussed about some non-functional testing types, the UI testing, usability testing, then compatibility testing, security testing, load testing, performance testing. Very good.
Globalization.
Globalization, localization.
Authorization testing.
Authorization, authentication, which is a part of security testing. Let me discuss about recovery testing first, so that non-functional testing types will be covered. Then we go with user acceptance testing, generally carried out by the end customer after system testing. There are two types of user acceptance testing called alpha testing and beta testing. So once it is done, then I'll go with the second module. Today we'll learn about STLC process, software testing lifecycle. First, let us start with the recovery testing first. Take it. Recovery testing. Yes. What is recovery testing? Recovery testing. Guess and answer me. You never forget your password in any website? Many times we do, correct? When the website, there is no option to recover our lost password. How you continue further? In the application, our developer not given an option to recover our lost password. Will a user able to continue? When they're creating a new account, it is saying your account is already registered. Otherwise, we have to use some other mobile number, some other email ID. But definitely we need an option in the website for the user to recover the lost password. Whether this provision is available, the user able to recover the lost password or not. In the application, the user able to recover the lost data, maybe password or any other business data. Okay, consider another scenario. Let's say we are working on IRCTC application testing. The user login, selected the train schedule, given the credit card details, book the ticket. Website is showing a message, your ticket booking is under process, please wait. The user is seeing the message, waiting, page loading, not loading. I'm waiting, still the page loading. Long time I waited, still the page loading. Suddenly browser crash. My internet connection was lost. Technology people. The internet connection lost. System hang. System restarted. You ever face this situation in IRCTC or any other applications while booking some tickets? Or sometimes you go to ATM machine, withdrawing the money, 1,000 rupees. Amount is not coming, receipt is coming. At least you ever face this. But within 24 hours, that amount will be credited to your account back, correct? Meaning there is a recovery mechanism in the system implemented already. Amount we are not receiving, but we are receiving a message, amount was deducted, amount was debited. But we have the confidence because there is a recovery mechanism implemented in the application, which is posting the transaction back within 24 hours. In IRCTC application, while booking a ticket, internet connection lost, system restarted, you generally receive a message to your registered mobile number, your ticket is booked, this is your PNR number, or your recent transaction cancelled, try again. There also some recovery mechanism was implemented. Really this recovery mechanism is implemented and working or not need to be tested. the forget password option available or not. Using this forget password option, user able to reset the password or not. While doing some online transaction, internet connection lost, browser closed, what kind of recovery mechanism is implemented in your application to handle this situation need to be tested. The other simple example. Supposing we are using some financial accounting software like Tally. Morning till evening, many business transactions will happen, payments, receipts. We are completely entering the transactions in a system. All transactions data is getting stored in a database, some server. Server also a computer, electronic device. Fire accident. As it is electronic device, corrupted, not in a recoverable condition. How to handle this? Consider ICICI Bank business. They have multiple branches in every city, in every country. So many transactions happens in a day in branches. Billions of dollars of business will happen in one day. Across all branches together, across the world, correct? Are they managing parallelly any manual accounting system? They are recording any transaction, any books or anywhere. Previously, they used to maintain big ledgers. Today, completely they are depending on the computer application. But all transactions finally getting stored in a server. Server may crash, maybe fire accident. You know about Russia and Ukraine situation. In a building, there are servers maintained. Building collapse. What to do? Server also should be put somewhere, right? There's a chance of tsunami, fire accident, power issues, power surges, something happened. What ICICI Bank people will do? How? Server lost. Server gone. Fire accident, server gone. They will not maintain only one server. They maintain one server at Singapore location. They maintain one server at US location. They maintain one more server at some other location. One transaction parallelly will go to 3 servers. Really, there is some problem at one server. Next 5 minutes, they shift to next server. That is the only solution. Server also should be maintained somewhere in the location. There is a chance of some possibilities, issues there. Safer side, what they do, they maintain multiple servers at multiple locations. Same transaction will goes to multiple locations, multiple servers. If there is some problem at one location, they immediately redirect to another server location. This is a recovery solution. Finally, as per the business, for a school it is required. But infrastructure will not work out for the school operations, correct? Banking operations, it will work out. For school operations, it will not work out. So end of the day, admin will take a backup in pen drive. Really something was lost, they should be able to recover the data from the pen drive to the system. Or today we have Google Drive, cloud locations. Complete data we store in a cloud location. If something happened, take it from the cloud location, restore and start using the application. Finally, what kind of recovery mechanism is implemented for our application to handle this kind of unpredictable situations need to be tested. What kind of recovery solution available, whether it is working or not, need to be tested before we make it live. Generally, in some small business application admin module, there will be an option called backup. Admin will take the backup. Earlier, we used to take the backup manually. Today, automatic backups. End of the day, whatever the transactions happen for the day will be uploaded into some cloud server. Really something is happened in this server, we have a backup server, take it from the backup server, restore it and start using the application for the work. Finally, what kind of recovery mechanism is implemented in our project and whether it is working properly or not need to be tested before we make the site for live operations. Such testing methodology is called recovery testing. A simple option, user able to recover the forgotten password or not.
Sir,
Admin able
sometimes
to
it will
take the
happen
backups
with
or not.
hello.
Yes, madam.
Yeah, sometimes it will happen with online shopping also, right?
Whatever it may be.
Okay.
Even online, that's what online shopping or IRCTC, both same example I given. In IRCTC application, while booking a train ticket, some situations happen. What is the expected recovery mechanism here? I am booking a train ticket. I am buying some products from Amazon.com. I selected the product, enter my credit card details, click submit button, the process is happening. During the transaction, my browser crashed, my system restarted. There is some power problem at my system end. There is some power issue at my end. Immediately, I should be able to receive a message from the website. Your order is placed. This is your order number. Your recent transaction cancel, please try again. Then only the user will be notified. Okay, my order is already placed. I don't need to worry about it. Or so recent transaction is cancelled, so I need to book the product one more time. So whether this recovery mechanism is implemented and working or not need to be tested. It comes under recovery testing. Make a note. Recovery testing. Checking. How does the application handling? How does the application handling? How does the application handling? How does the application handling unexpected situations? Unexpected situations like the power failure, unexpected situations like power failure, and system crash, unexpected situations like power failure, system crash, etc. is called recovery testing. You can also use a small word. Unexpected situations like power failure, system crash, and data loss. And data loss. Data loss. Forgetting password is meaning data loss. And data loss, etc. is called recovery testing. So this is all about the non-functional testing types. Any project, first we focus on doing functional testing. Where first we focus on all functionalities are working as per the day-to-day operations of the customer or not. Any project given to us, first we focus on doing functional testing. All implemented functionalities are working as per the end user customer business requirements or not. We are going to validate during functional testing. Generally in the real-time process, first we understand what are the features planned to implement in our product. Understand the requirements, functional requirement. Document what are the functionalities to be tested, called. Document what are all the functionalities to be tested in the project, called.
Test scenarios.
Test scenarios. Then document how to test each and every functional scenario, test cases. Once your lead verified and confirmed, yes, these are the 40 scenarios to be tested. These are the 200 plans, enough plans, nothing but test cases for testing the 40 features. We start executing the test cases. We find some issue. Before we generally start executing test cases on the given product, we check the given application is in a testable condition or not. Smoke testing or sanity testing. If it is beginning version, smoke testing. Later version, sanity testing. While executing the test cases, whatever the defects identified, we document and report to QA development team, sorry. We document and report to development team. Developer resolve the issue, give the updated build. First of all, the updated build is in a testable condition or not. Again, smoke testing or sanity testing. Then we test the failed cases where there are some defects in the previous build. To confirm the reported bugs are correctly rectified or not, called retesting. Then we identify the other features where there is a chance of getting side effect because of these code changes or bug fixes. Those functionalities need to be again tested called regression.
Regression test.
This process will continue until all features are justified. The team members feels everything is fine, they communicate to the lead, sir, everything is fine. I perform a overall test called end-to-end testing. Our application receiving the data from some other application, or our application giving the data to some other application, the data interaction exchange between the two applications happening correctly or not need to be tested, called
Authorization.
testing. The last point understood? Our application receiving the data from some other application, or our application giving the data to other application. The data exchange between these two applications happening correctly or not need to be covered, comes under system integration testing. RAHRM application receiving the data from biometric system. Biometric system receiving the registered employees information from the RAHRM application database. This transaction correctly happening or not need to be tested. Got it? Generally here formal testing, ad hoc testing. The systematic way of doing testing is called formal testing. If you test as you wish, it is called ad hoc testing. Then we go with the non-functional testing, where we focus on appearance-wise okay or not, UI testing. Does the appearance okay, whether it is easily operatable by our end users or not? User experience we focus, user friendliness we focus, usability testing. Application properly visible, properly working on various browsers, various devices, various operating systems or not, compatibility testing. All needed security conditions are correctly implemented or not, security testing. Does our application can handle multiple users at a given point of time or not? Load testing. When many people are operating the login functionality at a given point of time, 1,000 people trying to log in at a given point of time, how quickly login is responding? Performance testing. Always we measure the speed, performance under the load conditions, not for one user. Load and performance both are interconnected. Say we are testing an application made for multiple locality of users, international users, global users, language settings. User have an option to change the language. User have an option to change the currencies, multiple languages available or not need to be tested. If the application made for global users called globalization testing, internationalization testing, shortly I-18N testing. Supposing you are working on a project which is made for a particular locality of users, as per the local languages, as per the local currency, it is designed or not need to be tested, comes under localization. It's called localization testing, shortly L10N testing. The user, sometimes while using the application, there is a chance of power loss. Internet connection may lose. System may restart. If any unexpected condition may occur, what kind of recovery mechanism is implemented in our product to handle this kind of unpredictable situations need to be covered? It comes under the recovery testing. Right. As it is a training, we explore all types of testing. That doesn't mean for every application you apply every type of testing. As it is a course, we explore these are the various types of testing. For example, exploratory testing. Properly requirement documents are available. We never do exploratory testing, not required. We are working on a very formal company, a very branded company. You don't get an option to do exploratory testing because systematically documentation available. We refer the document, we attend the KT, then we start testing the product. Here, no need to do exploratory testing. When you go with a startup company where proper documentation not available, you have to explore the product, then you start testing it. Where only you see exploratory testing. Similarly, load testing. Say we are working on a desktop application. Desktop application meaning at any point of time, only one person will use it. Desktop application at any given point of time, only one person will use it, correct? This calculator application is available on the cloud. It is available only in my mission. Maybe in your Windows also you have calculator, I agree. But you cannot access this calculator. I cannot access the calculator application available in your mission because it is not available in the cloud. Only person who is using this system will operate the calculator. This calculator I'm talking about. At any given point of time, maximum number of users access the product is 1. Load testing is not needed. For this calculator application, load testing, performance testing, security testing, nothing required. Is anything there to do security testing here? Load testing needed? Not required. You are working on IRCTC application, globalization testing not required. Only localization testing, and it is vice versa. So, your team lead will decide first. Based on the project we are testing, what are the types of testing required for this project? In which order they have to carry out? For your understanding, I followed one sequence. After doing functional testing, then we have to go with non-functional testing. No doubt any project will start with functional testing, then we go with non-functional testing. Okay. During these discussions, what is the first non-functional testing type I have discussed? UI. That doesn't mean you will start from UI. For your understanding, I followed one sequence. This sequence, this order will vary from project to project. The test approach, the test strategy will change from project to project. Supposing I am working on IRCTC application. After functional testing, the next priority goes to load testing, performance testing, security testing, lastly UI testing. Because IRCTC application appearance is not much important. Load and performance security is very, very important. People coming to the website to book a ticket quickly. Many people will come to this website during Tatkal hours. Load is important, speed is important. People give their net banking details, credit card details, security conditions are important, appearance is least priority. In this context, if I am really working on IRCTC application, lastly I do UI testing. Not at first after functional testing. When I am working on Shadi.com after functional testing, next priority goes to UI testing. The test approach, the test strategy will change from project to project. Today, you cannot decide the test strategy because you do not have much experience. Your manager, your lead, define the test approach, decide the test strategy, what types of testing required, in which order they have to carry out. They document clearly in a document called test plan. For every project, you will find in real time a plan, test plan. A test plan is a document that explains how to carry out testing on the current project. This topic we'll discuss in STLC. It is my first topic in the next chapter, STLC. Before we start testing a project, say 10 people working on this project. There is no plan defined. There is no plan defined. 10 people will apply their own plans. Correct? First, a manager needs to define a plan and approach. The plan and approach will be explained to the team members. First, we have to do this, then we have to do this, then we have to do this. Then the people will follow the approach. Right. So now, let me explain about for some time user acceptance testing, shortly called UAT. What is this? What is this? No, I am right. I was not made any mistake here. Application under testing. The project under testing. Application under test, shortly called AOT. User acceptance testing is called UAT. User acceptance testing. So let us see what is this user acceptance testing. The name itself very clear what it is. One system testing is finished. Functional testing, non-functional testing job is done. To the QA team knowledge, everything is fine. To our knowledge, all functional requirements, non-functional requirements are met, justified. First, we communicate to our manager, sir, everything is fine. They do some system integration testing, overall testing, end-to-end testing. Before we give the project to the customers, generally in real-time process, we ask our domain expert who has complete knowledge about this product. Who is that person? Domain expert meaning not only BA, any person who has complete good knowledge about a particular business area can be called as a domain expert. Your team lead also a domain expert. If you want to become a lead, years of experience will not be considered. Your technical knowledge, domain knowledge, the people management, budget planning will be considered. If I am working for government companies, based on number of years of experience, there will be a promotion, correct? Software companies are not government companies. In a private organization, you want to go to the next level, there are some technical and non-technical parameters will be considered. Your talent, your intelligence, the way you behave with the team members, that is very, very important. How talented you are, I do not consider if you are not able to deal the team members correctly. The team is very, very important because software company runs on the manpower. You please observe any managers, the people who have different attitude will not promoted as a manager. I should sit with you if required. No manager is a boss. You are an employee, me also an employee. You are taking your portion of salary, I am taking my portion of salary. Finally, we two are employees only. Correct? If I want to become a lead, I want to become a manager, I have to train you, I need to guide you, I need to sit with you, finally make the job done. That is a good manager policy. Bossism is not accepted in software industry. We call our CEO with a name, no sir also. We don't use even sir, nothing. Untalented people only will give unnecessary respect. Correct? Watchman only will give unnecessary respect. Talented person will not give unnecessary respect. Correct? Professionally, respect is different. Giving unnecessary respect is different. In IT generally, even managers, leads, team members work together as a team. Okay, anyhow, come back to the topic here. A manager who has previous good experience, considering many parameters, what is the budget availability, how many team members we have, by what time we have to ship the project, deliver the project, they make a plan and approach. This plan and approach will be given to the team members. Based on the plan and approach, generally we proceed for the testing. Okay, fine. Here, if you want to become a lead, supposing current project is a e-commerce project. You have 10 years of experience, I agree. But you never worked on e-commerce domain earlier. Will you be able to guide your team members? No. In this scenario, I will not give you an option as a team lead for this project. I take another senior person who earlier worked in e-commerce domain for this project as a team lead. Understand the point? Because the senior person should be able to guide the team members. Previously, you do not work on e-commerce domain. You cannot explain, you cannot give the KT to the people about the e-commerce domain. You cannot even verify properly test case also. I agree you have 10 years of experience, but the problem is you do not have e-commerce domain. Generally, team leads also will pick. Today, my project is e-commerce project. If I'm the project manager, what I will do, in our, see, this team who earlier worked in e-commerce domain. Okay, that person worked in e-commerce domain. Just an example I'm taking. Maybe that person worked on e-commerce domain. Okay, senior person previously worked on e-commerce domain. Now that person I'll pick up as a team lead for this project. Previously your experience is banking. One more project I got, I put you as a team lead for the banking project based on your previous experience. So meaning Team lead also has good knowledge about the product domain here. Maybe today you are not a domain expert. If you work for 8-10 years in a company, in this 8 years you involved in testing banking application, healthcare application, some e-commerce application, definitely you will become a domain expert, right? 8 to 9 years of experience, you will not become a domain expert. A developer learning day-to-day coding only. Developer will get the experience on the coding. Tester will gain the domain experience. Because you are understanding the requirement, you are talking to the clients. Every day your job is what is customer wanting, customer business is wanting, our product is of meeting the customer expectations or not. Without gaining the knowledge about the product domain, you cannot test it. In these 6 to 8 years of experience, definitely you will become a domain expert. Because programmer gaining coding knowledge, you are gaining business domain knowledge, which is very, very important. Generally, once you get some more experience in testing, you have an option to enter as a BA position. Tester has an option to enter as a BA position, business analyst position, because last 10 years you are working on banking domain. In this 10 years of experience, you interacted with many banking clients. You understood the entire banking project. So you understand totally what is the entire banking business. 100% you are the eligible person to become a business analyst for the next banking project. So here, domain expert only can able to plan properly. So once you get the domain experience, then only you can able to plan the work correctly. Junior level, you may not able to plan the work properly. Come back to the topic. Once system testing is done, I'll ask our business analyst who involved in collecting the requirements about this project. If I'm the project manager, I'll ask the business analyst who involved in collecting the requirements of this project before we give the project to our customer. First, you check and confirm me. First, you check and confirm me. QA team said everything is fine. But you test and confirm me. If you say okay, then we release the product to our customer. Now these business analysts behave like a customer, perform the first level of acceptance testing in the development company environment. It is called alpha testing. First level of acceptance testing by our domain expert at our environment is called alpha testing. Once BA said everything is fine, sir, now we give the product to the customer. Before making the final due payment, before accepting the product, our customer will have a final check, the received application ready to go for live business or not. Called second level of acceptance testing comes under beta testing. We can also call them as AB testing. AB testing, alpha, beta testing. Okay, here the purpose of doing this acceptance testing, either alpha or beta, whatever, finding the bugs. If finding the bugs, then for what? You are a customer. Otherwise, I am a customer. I wanted a training institute management software. I wanted a training institute management software. I given this order to a small software company people. They made it. They tested it. They said to me, sir, everything is fine. There is a due payment of 1 lakh. You please pay it. I'll ask the software company people, first you deploy the application at my site. First you deploy the application, give me 1 week time. I'll go for a dry run, a sample run. I'll go for a test run, sample run. Give me 1 week of time. We'll go for a sample run. Still, if there are any difficulties or any issue, we'll update. You rectify, then finally take your payment. Now what the software company people did, they deployed the project, training institute management system. Now I ask my staff, student inquiries, receipts, payments, everything. Next to 1 week, you use this application as a trial. During this trial, I don't ask my people, you test it. I'll ask my staff, you use it, correct? You use it for next 1 week as a trial. During this trial, if you find any difficulties, let me know. Finally, after 1 week, they're given a consolidated list of 4 issues. But these are the 4 problems we are facing while using rest. Everything is fine. Now I'll ask the software company people, these are the 4 problems we are facing. You rectify and take your amount. The process what I initiated is nothing but user acceptance testing. Who are the users for this training institute management system? The staff who are using for feeding inquiries, payments, etc., etc., etc. You got it? Here I will not ask my staff to test it. I'll ask my staff to use it and give the feedback. These feedback I'll explain to my development company people. These are the 2-3 problems we are facing. One, they rectify it, then we go for the live production. Next week, directly we start using the application for the day-to-day operation. This kind of test approach is called user acceptance testing. The purpose of doing user acceptance testing, not finding the bugs, to build my confidence, the application ready to go for live or not. Understand the point here? Before conducting the elections, that EC will go for a dry run. Before issuing a vaccine, COVID vaccine, the government of India conducted a dry run, a sample run, correct? Right. Environment is stable. Environment is ready to go. Kind like this. So testing carried out on the developed product, on the delivered product, by the end users, by the customers, in order to make sure, in order to build their confidence, whether the given application ready to go for live or not is called user acceptance testing. Make a note of it. Testing conducted on the delivered application. Testing conducted on the delivered application. On the delivered application by the customers or by the domain experts, by the customers or by the domain experts, to build the confidence, whether it is ready to go live or not, whether it is ready for live or not, whether it is ready for live or not, is called, whether it is ready for live or not, is called user acceptance testing. Whether it is ready for live or not is called user acceptance testing. Remember, this user acceptance testing carried out at 2 stages. The first level of acceptance testing is called alpha testing, conducted at development company premises by our domain expert. The last level of acceptance testing is called beta testing, carried out by end customers before start using the product for the live business.
What is the last step?
Beta. In Greek letters, alpha, next one is beta, the next one is, there is no gamma testing here, only 2 levels. We can call it as AB testing also. Alpha and beta testing. Take the first one, alpha testing. Alpha testing. Generally, we represent like this. Alpha testing, then beta testing. Sometimes you write in this way also. AB testing. What is this alpha testing? Take some short note. It is the first level of acceptance testing. It is the first level of acceptance testing The first level of acceptance testing carried out. It is the first level of acceptance testing carried out at development company environment. A development company environment. It is the first level of acceptance testing carried out at development company environment by the domain experts, preferably BA, business analyst. Preferably BA, business analyst. Take next one, beta testing.
Sir, can you repeat it again?
Right. I said I given some notes about alpha testing. It is the first level of acceptance testing carried out at development company environment by the domain experts, preferably business analysts. Next one, beta testing.
Sir, this is available in LMS also.
Yes, it is available. You can check. Take it, beta testing. It is the last level of acceptance testing. It is the last level of acceptance testing. The last level of acceptance testing. Last level of acceptance testing carried out by the end users, at client environment, at client customer environment. It is the last level of acceptance testing carried out by the end users at customer client environment. So make a note. Objective of user acceptance testing. Objective of user acceptance testing. Purpose of doing this user acceptance testing. To build the confidence. To build the confidence on the product. To build the confidence on the product before using it for live. Before using it for live. The purpose of doing acceptance testing, not finding the issues, to build our confidence whether the given application ready to go for the live business or not, before using it for live. Right. So this is all about our module 1, software testing fundamentals.
Sir, beta testing, who will be conducted, sir?
I said end users, customers. In the previous discussion, I need a training institute management system. I given an order to software company people, they made it, they delivered it to me. Who are going to use it? Our staff. In this scenario, our staff are the end users. Okay? Right. So this is all about our module 1, software testing fundamentals. Only the first module is finished now, software testing concepts. The chapter 1 introduction about testing. What is testing? What we have to test? What is manual? What is automation? What is a defect? Why software applications will have the defects? Cost of fixing the defect, verification, validation, positive testing, negative testing, role of the tester. Such fundamentals we learn in the chapter 1 introduction to testing. Then I started with development life cycle, SDLC, waterfall model, V model, agile model. But agile model, I given a brief till to be discussed. Then verification, validation, review, static testing. What is the name? What is static testing meaning? Review.
Verification.
Dynamic testing, nothing but white box testing. Black box testing comes under dynamic testing. What is unit testing? What is integration testing? What is system testing? What is user acceptance testing? The alpha testing, beta testing, all functional testing types and non-functional testing types. Completely this about the theory part. Let us start the manual testing here. So these also testing concept, either manual or automation. But how manual, actually testing concept meaning they are not belongs to only manual testing, correct? They are software testing concept. They are not specific to either manual testing or automation testing. Let us learn how practically manual testing carried out on the applications in real time. The second module is the practical approach to manual testing. Here we learn what is testing lifecycle, what is a test plan document, what is a FRS document, what actually FRS or SRS contains, how to write scenario, how to write test case, how to prepare test data, what is requirement traceability matrix, how to execute test cases, how to report the bugs, how to manage the bugs. These kind of topics we are going to learn in the manual testing. So let us start with software testing lifecycle. Take it. Software testing lifecycle, shortly called STLC. Software testing lifecycle, shortly STLC. What do you mean by development life cycle? SDLC meaning?
Various major activities involved in
The
development.
software development life cycle will explain various phases, major activities involved in building a product, developing a product, development life cycle. You agree testing also a part of the development? Testing also a part of the development to deliver a quality product to our end customers. See here, when you talk about development life cycle, software development life cycle, requirement collection, planning the work, designing, coding. What is that? The next activity is called
Testing.
testing. Company recruiting you to carry out the testing job in a company, correct? Will a tester involved in collecting the requirement? Involved in planning the work? Development plan? No. You prepare the technical specification. You write the code here. Your job is testing. Right. Here, we perform a set of activities, plan the work, understand the requirement, prepare test scenario, prepare test cases, execute test cases, report the bugs, retesting, regression testing. These process will carry out until all requirements are justified. All these activities are collectively called software testing process are called software testing life cycle. Hope you understand the brief. Testing is a part of the development to deliver a quality product. To test a software application in an effective manner, proper manner, we follow a set of guidelines. We follow a process. Plan the testing work, how to carry out testing on the current project. Understand the requirement, writing scenario, writing test cases, executing test cases, reporting the bugs. Once you get the modified build, retesting and regression testing. These process will continue until all defects are closed, until all test cases are passed, that is, until all requirements are justified. Once the requirements are justified, there are no bugs. Next phase, what is the next phase? Once all requirements are justified, we stop testing, we deliver the project to the client, then support will come into the picture. Here, majorly our job is this job. All the activities carried out to deliver a quality product to our customer is called software testing process, software testing life cycle. We can also call it as quality assurance process called QA process. QA testing process. So let us learn about this STLC. So STLC full form is software testing life cycle. First try to understand this, then I'll give the notes. Learn this topic in a practical way. Assume that all of us, we are working in some software company. Which company? QH. We're going to give the fake experience on the name of QH. Let's assume all we are working in a software company. Company name? Infosys.
Yeah.
Very good, madam. Like, assume that we are working in Infosys. I am your lead. You are my team members. All we assign for testing one project. All we together involved in testing one client project. For example, Primus Bank project, banking application. All we together involved in testing one client project, Primus Bank application. Okay, right. First, I need to plan. Not every team member, correct? Not every team member. Your lead will plan how testing to be carried out on the current project. I prepare a plan and approach. The first month we focus on admin module testing. Next month we focus on banker module testing. Next phase we focus on customer module testing. At the last phase we focus on non-functional testing. Because there are so many modules, so many requirements to be covered, we cannot complete all at one schedule. Totally 4 months of schedule I made. I made a 4 months of schedule. In the first month, we focus on module 1 testing, module 1 functional testing. Second month, module 2 functional testing. Third month, module 3 functional testing. Last month, non-functional testing of the whole product. That's the high level plan. What to do manually, what to go for automation, I decided. How many people required, what kind of infrastructure required, by what time we have to complete scenarios, by what time we have to complete test cases. Then, same whatever the plan I made, first I'll make a plan, lead. Then I'll go to my project manager. First, I'll go to my project manager. So this is a plan, this is a work plan. Next 4 months, this is how we are going to test our new client project, Primus Bank. Project manager is more experienced. He gives some suggestions or comments. If everything is fine, but why can't we go in this way also? Better we go in this way considering the risk. Based on the project manager comments or review, again the plan will be revised. Again I submit to my project manager. Now the project manager will go through the plan. If he feel satisfied, this will work out, we'll approve the plan. Once this plan is approved, immediately I organize a meeting. My team members will assemble. I'll explain the work plan and approach. I'll explain. So this is how we are going to test our product for next 4 months. In the first month, we focus on admin module. In the second month, we focus on banker module. In the next phase, we focus on customer module. In the last phase, we go for non-functional testing. For doing load and performance testing, we go with the JMeter. For automating functional testing, we go with the Selenium. These 40 scenarios we do manually. These 60 scenarios we go for automation. I'll explain to my team members first because team members need to have the clarity first. I made a plan. Me and my project manager sit together and finalize the things. But who are doing the day-to-day work? The team members. They need to have the clarity about the work plan. A meeting organized where the senior person will explain the plan and approach to the team members. This is how we go about. Will be explained to the team members. Also, whatever the plan I documented, this plan document will be shared to all of the team members. This document is called actually test plan in real time. Test plan document it is called. I organize a meeting, I'll explain. In addition to this, whatever the plan, I documented the work plan for the project, that work plan will be shared to my team members. The very first document you are going to receive in any company when you assign a project testing is test plan, which explains some guidelines, some inputs, how to proceed for the testing of the current project. What to focus now, what not to focus now, scope of testing. What to do first, what to do next, what to do last. First start with functional testing, then load testing, finally UI testing, test approach. Who are the point of contacts? You find a bug, sir. What do you have to do? You find a bug while testing a product. You have to report to?
Developer.
Developer. In this Infosys company, 68,000 people working as developers. Whom you report, madam? You report to team lead, again team lead report to developer, unnecessary story. In companies, we are not doing our personal works. Everything should be a transparent process. You report to me, I report to developer, not required. Directly you can report to the developer. Whom you report? You find a bug. Directly you can report to the developer, no doubt. We use some centralized management systems. I also have login account to that bug reporting tool. When I log in, I come to know totally what are the bugs reported to the developer, what is the status. Every bug you don't need to communicate to me because all we are accessing from a centralized location. Today we are using such cloud systems, Jira. Directly you can report to the developer. But in our company, there are thousands of developers working. You should know whom I have to assign this bug, correct? Developer name I am talking about. Developer name you should know. Okay, he is the person assigned for bug fixing. If you know, then only you can report to that person. You have some domain related question. You have to contact your team lead. Maybe your team lead is monitoring the work from on-site. You should have the email number and contact number also. Point of contacts for the project. Who is this project manager for this? Who is the team lead for this project? Who are the developers engaged for bug fixing? Who are the other testers involved in this project testing? Point of contacts will be given in the test plan document. By what time we have to complete scenario? I ask you, you write scenarios for admin module. What's the task? You ask you to write scenarios for admin module. After 1 week, I am asking if the scenarios are completed. My team member says, sir, I am writing. My team member says, still I am writing. It's not correct. While assigning the work, I need to give the time frame also, correct? By this Friday, test scenario should be ready. Any work, there should be a time frame. Not only just allocating a work, I have to give the time deadlines also. That is called work schedules column in the test plan document actually. What are the task items? Who is assigned for this task? How many hours is scheduled to complete this task item? When to start, by what time this task need to be finished? All these details will be properly documented in test plan. This plan will be explained in a meeting to the team members. Also, this plan document will be shared to all the team members via emails. The very first job in testing a product, yes, you tell me now. We are learning about software testing process. What is the first work?
Preparing a
Planning.
Planning. First work is planning. How to perform testing on the current project. That is the first job. The very first phase of testing life cycle, software testing, is called test planning. Okay. A project manager, the QA manager, and the team lead, test lead, together, high-level management, middle-level management, lead and manager level, will plan the work, how to carry out testing on the current project. These plan documents will be submitted to the team members. The deliverables are a test plan document. It explains to the team members how to proceed further testing on the current project. What are the features to be tested now? What are the features not to be tested now? Scope of testing. I'll explain this once again. What to do first, what to do next, test approach. Who are the point of contacts? What kind of infrastructure required for testing this current project environment? By what time scenarios to be finished? By what time test cases to be finished? Work schedules. This plan document will be given to all of the team members. When the planning is done, work allotted to the team members, the next work begins. The next work will begins. You ask to test module 1, admin module. Other team member ask to test banker module. Other team member ask to test customer module. Work allotted like this. You write scenarios and test cases for admin module. You write scenarios and test cases for banker module. You write scenarios and test cases for customer module. Lead assign the work in this way. What the work given to you? Admin module. If you want to write scenarios and test cases for admin module, first you need to gain the knowledge about the admin module, correct? You need to understand the requirements. This activity is called technically test analysis. Here the testers study the given SRS and FRS documents. If the requirement document is not available, mostly in Agile model, you don't see requirement document. The team lead will provide the KTs to the team members. I'll explain the requirements to my team members. By referring the available requirement document, by attending the KTs, the QA team members will gain the knowledge about the end user requirement, product requirements. Okay. Once the analysis is done, the major work begins. This is the called test
Test scenarios.
design. Designing, preparing various documentation required for effectively testing a project. After understanding the requirement, directly you started testing the project. It is called ad hoc testing. You properly documented what to test, how to test, then tested. It is called formal testing. In this phase, the QA team, testers, prepares various documents required for effectively testing a project, properly testing a project. So generally, what are the documents we prepare?
test scenarios, test cases.
Scenarios, test cases. And we prepare a document called RTM. We'll discuss about it. Requirement traceability matrix. Generally, lead will prepare it, but lead also our team member here, our team lead. Requirement traceability matrix. Test cases and test data. You need to plan and prepare some sample data for testing a functionality. Check admin login with valid data. You need to supply some valid data, right? Some sample data you plan to test a feature is called test data, which is a part of a test case. What is the second statement? Test cases and test data. Both are together actually, not a separate document. RTM, requirement traceability matrix. Once it is done, requirement traceability matrix. RTM meaning, I'll explain. The next work, test execution. The next work is test execution. Listen. In the software development process, SDLC process, when the requirement documents are ready, requirements are given to design team, same requirements are given to QA team, testing team, correct? When the design is finished, design is handed over to coding team. Developers started building the code. On the other side, what you are doing? Understanding the requirement, creative, writing scenario, writing test cases, planning some sample data and make everything ready. By the time programmer created the application, first version, by the time first version of your project is ready, you should be ready with all possible test cases to execute. Understand the point here? When the first version of the project is given to you, you already made 200 test cases to validate these 40 requirements. Before you start, we do smoke testing. Then you start executing the test cases. That is the next job. By the time test cases are ready, developer also will make the first build ready. Now the application given to you, build release. Here, the next work here, what is this? Setting up the build, set up the build. What do you mean by set up the build here? Did you understand that term? Set up, configuring the build, setting up the build. Application. Developer, I said developer going to give the application. Will they give a pen drive to you? In this pen drive application available, you test it. Then
Staging environment.
see, a group of developers created some Python program, Java program for making the product. Correct? But Python program, Java program, PHP programs are made for making the developing the product. Are they going to give the programs to you for testing? Then first that need to be set up, right? Build that need to be configured, right? DevOps team involved in this setup configuration. It's called build setup. Setting up the build. Simply set up the build, install the build. Setup meaning install the build. Database server, database will be configured. Application server, the Java code or Python code will be configured. And you will be given access to the environment, application environment. It is called setting up the build or configuring the build. Finally, we have to make the application ready. If the application build is ready, then only you can able to start testing it. Actually, DevOps team will take care of this. This is a part of test case execution. It's actually not a separate job. It's a part of test execution.
Sir, is setting up the build means also creating that staging environment for testing.
Staging environment, that's it. Creating the staging environment, QA environment for testing purpose is nothing but configuring a build or setting up a build. Once the build is set up, installed, the next work begins test execution. Test execution. Here the testers, setting up the build is not actually our job. Who will deploy the builds in the cloud environment? DevOps team. Once the system is configured, staging environment is ready. Now they pass the URL, username, password to you to continue for the testing. The DevOps team, maybe they are using Azure Cloud Server, AWS Cloud Server, Google Cloud Server, that is their financial, their choice. Finally, they make the environment is ready. Then they shoot an email to the development team and QA team saying that it is your temporary build URL. This is the username and password to continue login, to continue further testing. DevOps team configuring the build in the AWS environment, cloud environment, giving the details to you how to access them. Understand the point? This rahram.qatech.com, that primusbank.qatech.com, I was not deployed. My developer deployed it, who has knowledge about the AWS and everything. If I get some issue, sometimes I'll call one person. That person is taking care of the entire management in the cloud level. He will take care of the cloud configurations. I do not know. He will take care of the cloud configuration. After doing the cloud configuration, he'll send a WhatsApp or email to me. So this is the URL, this is the username, this is the password to continue. I'm accessing that. Same way DevOps team will do this configuration, give the details to the QA team. This is the build URL, this is the username and password to log in to continue. Now we start executing the test cases. The major activity is executing the test cases. While executing the planned test cases, so remember, I'm highlighting the major points here. Before we start executing test case, there is an activity. What is that? The smoke testing and sanity testing. After doing smoke testing and sanity testing only, whether the build is stable to continue or not. If stable, then only I start executing the test cases. I'm giving the major highlights here. After executing the test cases, while executing the test cases, whatever the defects we have identified need to be documented and reported to the developer. We have to find the defects and report to the developer. Report to the developer. Developer resolve the reported issues, compile a modified version. Again, the modified version will be deployed in the cloud environment again by the DevOps team. Again, they will pass the details to you. Maybe the deployment is not made correctly. The application is not stable to continue. Again, we have a check. The modified version is in a testable condition or not. Call again smoke testing. Build 1, build 2, build 3. It is called smoke testing. It is in a testable condition. Then we start doing retesting. We conduct first retesting to make sure the reported defects are correctly rectified or not. After retesting, then we do regression testing and regression testing. These retesting and regression testing, again you find some issues, we report. One more build, one more build, one more build, one more build. There is no rule that only these many builds. Until all the requirements are justified, this process will continue. If all requirements are justified, all test cases pass, all defects are closed, you communicate to your team lead. Team lead will perform an overall test and make a conclusion. Enough, we stop testing. The last phase, test closure it is called. We stop testing. Test closure. Who will make a decision whether to stop testing or not? Not every team member. Again, this project manager, the QA manager, the team lead will verify your test case document. All the 200 test cases status is pass or not. Verify the defect report. All the defects are closed or still anything in postponed or deferred stage, something like that. When all defects are closed, when all test cases are satisfied, they make a decision, enough, stop testing, then the project will be given to the customer for user acceptance. This is all about the testing process called software testing life cycle. Make a note of it. So next, almost about 10 days, we are going to learn about this only. I given a brief. From tomorrow, we'll start one by one indeed. This is about the entire SDLC process. Okay? Where we learn how to write scenario, what is a scenario, what is the need of scenario, how to write test cases, how to prepare test data. For preparing test data, we have to follow some rules, ECP, BBA kind of techniques. What is RTM? What is the use of RTM? defect report, defect logging, and everything. Take the notes in this way, STLC. STLC explains STLC explains various major activities involved in testing a project. Various major works, major phases, major activities involved in testing a project. These are the major activities. Take this now. These are the major activities. Note down this. Venkat, stop recording for 2 minutes. RTM full form is requirement traceability matrix. We'll discuss about this separately. Today I given all in brief.
Sir, what's the full form of QM? Like project manager,
manager.
team,
QA manager.
quality manager.
QA manager generally we call.
Okay.
Hello, excuse me, sir. I have one doubt.
Yes.
Sir, as you said in smoke testing, we just do a rough check on that software that it is ready to be tested or not deeply.
Correct.
But
Correct.
in agile model, what we are doing, right, we are dividing that project into small modules.
Even
And,
the first build is coming with only 4 requirements, right?
Yes.
The very first build is coming with only 4 requirements. First of all, these 4 requirements are available to continue further test execution also need to be tested.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that.
The first build is coming with 40 requirements in waterfall model. All 40 requirements are available or not to continue further, I will do. In agile model, my first build has only 4 requirements. The 4 requirements are available or not, I am checking. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Right.
And sir, one more doubt. What is the difference between staging environment and production environment?
A dummy infrastructure. Taken, everybody taken? Staging and production.
1
Listen.
second, sir, please.
Okay then. I'll explain what is development, staging, and production. And tomorrow we'll go all in detail. And 1 second completed. Can I start? Right. Taken, right? Now taken. Let me brief you. What is staging and production before that? First of all, what is these various environments we see in software industry? Developers. You know, developers will write the code, the Java code or Python code, whatever it may be. One developer working on the whole project, a team working on project development. Maybe initially the code available in the developer workstations in the local environment. If I'm using my laptop, whatever the code I created today, initially it is available in my laptop only, correct? It is called local environment. My laptop, my workstation is called local environment. 10 people working on this project. Initially, all 10 programmers are saving the code in the local system first. But finally, end of the day, it should be available in the centralized location. They push their code into one centralized location. They upload the code nowadays in the cloud server, the program 1 and the program 2. All programs by end of the day will be uploaded into a centralized cloud system. Anybody? What is the cloud we are using nowadays? Any idea?
AWS.
Amazon Cloud.
AWS.
GitHub.com. GitHub.com. Like a Google Drive, but not a Google Drive. Like a Google Drive. For your understanding, I'm using a word Google Drive, but not a Google Drive. Like a Google Drive only. This GitHub.com available in the free accounts, paid accounts. Like Gmail also, we have free and paid accounts. Generally in company, they will go with a paid account. They create repository inside the GitHub.com. While teaching Selenium, I'll explain this GitHub.com to you. Because of supposing 4 people working on Selenium automation scripts, the code, whatever you are creating also should be available finally in the cloud server. That is GitHub. In the Selenium, I'm going to teach you how we use GitHub in reality. It's called, actually this environment is called, technically I'll call this environment as dev environment. Development environment. This is the first environment we see in the software companies. Fine. Now, we have Java code, Python code in the cloud. Once fully code is finished, code integrated, every unit will be tested. The code components are integrated and tested. Once unit testing and integration testing is done in this environment, this code will be translated into the software application. It's called build. They convert the code into executable format of the system is called a build. Version number 1.0. Maybe it is if it is a web application, deployed in the cloud servers, web URL will be given to you. If it is a mobile application, the mobile APK will be created and given to you. If it is a Windows application, .exe file will be given to you. Finally, code converted into binary format, usable format and given to you. Now where this build will be deployed. Again, this software will be deployed in a cloud environment. This environment is called staging. We also call QA environment. There are 2 names for this, staging environment. You can also call it as a QA environment. It's a hostel lunchtime. We do testing on the QA environment, staging environment. Once testing is finished here, system testing is carried out in this environment. System testing is carried out in this environment. Unit testing and integration testing performed in the development environment. Build 1, build 2, build 3, many times we are reporting the bugs, they are modifying the code. Second build, we are reporting the bugs, they are modifying the code. Next build, next build, next build, next build. Only the cycle repeating here. Development and testers in between. In the build number 20, all requirements are justified. All requirements are justified. Our BA perform first level of acceptance testing again in the staging environment only. That is called alpha testing. Our BA perform first level of acceptance testing in our environment, development environment. That is called alpha testing. BA also said, okay, ready to go. Now this application given to the customer. For live business purpose, it is only a dummy environment created for testing purpose. In our company, we created some environment for testing purpose that is called staging or QA. If everything is fine, directly isaythebank.com. Previously, test.isaythebank.com, not actual isaythebank.com. Demo.isaythebank.com, test.isaythebank.com. That is a dummy URL, only created for testing purpose. Now we make it live. So that is the customer environment. Say directly isaythebank.com. Okay, this also first initially maybe the demo. Now the customer will do the beta testing. Once a customer also said, okay, directly it will make it live. It's called live environment. You can also call production environment. In the production environment, beta testing will be performed. When the customer also said, okay, they start using it. Sometimes you see Google Cloud also, they will update, it's a beta version. Beta version just to collect the feedback from the users. Microsoft made Windows 11 beta version release. After 3 months, the original version was published. What they did in the 3 months? They collected the user feedbacks. Based on the suggestions given by the industry or the users, they updated, then the original version was published into the market. So development
Sir,
environment,
excuse me, sir, one doubt,
staging
sir.
environment, and production called live environment. Finally, unit testing, integration testing carried out on development environment, system testing performed on the staging or called QA environment, user acceptance testing, first level of UAT conducted as staging environment, beta testing is performed on the live environment. Yes, what is the other question?
Sir, beta testing only our employees are used, sir.
The end user, customer will do beta testing. End users, beta testing objective is still collecting the feedback from the users. Really, we feel they are valuable suggestions. Our people will incorporate and give the original version. Beta testing is almost ready to use. What is?
We say beta testing is like UAT testing.
Beta testing also UAT testing only, right? Beta testing also user acceptance testing. User acceptance testing, there are 2 levels. First one is alpha, second one is beta.
Okay, sir.
Sir, what is the grade testing? You said like white testing and black box testing.
I'll discuss after this. While discussing about DB testing, I'll explain about gray box testing. We have a topic called database testing. During that, I'll discuss about gray box testing. You please observe here. After Selenium 3 version, which is made in 2018, Selenium 3. I'm showing you Selenium version history. After Selenium 3.14, 1.59 version, next to 4.0 was created. All these are alpha testing phases inside the company. Then beta testing phases. Then the original version was published into the market. See, what is the version number? 4.0.0 alpha, 4.0.0 beta. Then the original version is published into the market. We never use these versions. We use only the finalized version. Okay? Actually, this is the process. Remote control. Selenium, we have generally WebDriver version or the remote control version. It's a remote control version. We have Selenium standalone edition, client server edition. Client server edition generally called remote control in industry terminology. Okay, I conclude here today. Tomorrow we start with the test planning in detail. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.